Hey everyone, let's solve one previous question of DBMS. This question was asked in GATE CS 2018, question number 11. In an entity relationship model, suppose R is a many-to-one relationship from entity set E1 to entity set E2. Assume that E1 and E2 participate totally in R and that the cardinality of E1 is greater than cardinality of E2. Which one of the following is true about R, and 4 options are given. We have two entity set E1 and E2. This is a many to one relationship from E1 to E2. This side is many, this side is one, and both participate totally, and E1 cardinality is greater than E2 cardinality. Means number of entity in entity set E1 is more than number of entity in entity set E2. Let's check one by one option. Option A, every entity in E1 is associated with exactly one entity in E2. This is true as it is a many to one relationship. In E1 side there are more entity, in E2 side there are less entity, and it is a total participation. So every entity are participating in that relationship. Hence the participation cannot be less than 1. Every entity of E1 is associated with exactly one entity in E2. Option A is true. Next option B, some entity in E1 is associated with more than one entity in E2. First of all, due to this sum, this is wrong. This is a total participation, so every entity are participating, not some entity. And here it's given more than one entity in E2. E2 side is actually 1 and E1 side is many. So more entities of E1 participating with one entities of E2. Here it's given more than one entity in E2 and some entity in E1, that's why it is false. Next option C, every entity in E2 is associated with exactly one entity in E1. No, there may be more than one entity of E1 as this is many side, E1 side is many. Here it's given exactly one, that's why it is false. It can be more than one. Next option D, every entity in E2 is associated with at most one entity in E1. At most means maximum, means it can be 0 or 1, but it's a total participation and every entity are participating in the relationship, right? So at most one is false. There can be exactly one, not at most one. At most one means there can be 0 or 1, right? Hence, this is false. So, we found option A is true, whereas option B, option C and option D are false. Answer will be option A. Every entity in E1 is associated with exactly one entity in E2. I already discussed what is many to one relationship, total participation. Just go through the lecture, and if this lecture is helpful for you, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.